Hello there. You look quite fit, quite able. Perhaps I'll have work for one so hearty as yourself. There is no one else, believe me. We have emptied the decks and alleys of Rithia. You are the only interested party. You will? Truly? I must admit I did not anticipate this development. Here is your payment. It is made in good faith. Once you've made your preparations, report to Captain Rast Bratigan in the Keys. She will be your escort. Rast is a good and loyal companion and a competent sailor, despite what they say. May Lyria protect you, and may her breath ever be at your back. Good luck. She is the only captain willing to pursue dead Kell into the mists of the Frostbreak Sea. Perhaps it is her courage, her skill, her determination. No, that's not it. Rast is a good woman, but unaware of her own faults, of which there are many. They don't call her the worst sailor alive for nothing. She perches along the pier like a seabird, never venturing far from her ship, the Calamity. Trust Rast.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. Yeah? Don't bother me. I'm waiting for a passenger, some suicidal idiot. Can't be caught chatting. I want to make a good impression. Bloodgrin, the Whispering Witch, and the Baronet. Oh, fiends and killers, all of them. They give sailors a bad name. Well, tie me up and drag me under. So you're the one the Navy's hooked into finding Gallows End and killing dead Kell. It's suicide! Really? Ask the others. Oh, wait. You can't. But don't worry about them. Like my mother said, don't weep for the fallen. Even if they could hear you, they wouldn't care. You know, the other applicants. Dead. All of them. All of the ones they found, that is. Plenty of others just vanished. One poor fellow was found cut into teeny tiny pieces. They needed a bucket to pull all of him from the surf. But don't you worry, we'll have a fine voyage. It is the mysterious island fortress of dead Kell and his crew. Why? Do you know how to get there? Because I have no idea. I was hoping to figure it out as we go, but I'm starting to wonder if that's a good idea. He's the worst of the worst. A villain who truly enjoys the pain he inflicts. He's a slippery one, though. Not even death can catch dead Kell. I'd love to be the one to bring him in. Maybe then I'd finally get some respect. Flattery'll get you nowhere, unless I've had too much to drink. Then I'm afraid to say it'll get you all sorts of strange places. I shall not elaborate. Tari and I are ready when you are. Only what you want with you in case of an emergency. There aren't many merchants where we're headed. He's the fine first mate on the ground next to me. Words aren't his strength, although I'd be pressed to say what is exactly. I found him after I was forced to maroon my last first mate on a desert island. That man became obsessed with me, probably because we had sex. A lot. seeing as I don't believe in navigation, I'd have to say no. Not at the moment. Not to worry. Once you've wrecked enough ships, you get the hang of it. If you're ready to depart, my vessel awaits. You'll find her both swift and seaworthy. Just don't go down into the hold. There's a leak down there. It's big. I'm predicting an uneventful voyage. We might even get bored. Off we go then. Trust no one. Except me, of course.
Hear the tale of the pirate king who cut a blood-red wake from dark Rathir to frustrate sea, and dead Kel was his name. With hanged men crew and bone-white flag, he sailed from gallows end. No solace for a sailor true when dead Kel's ship came in.
Did not foresee such a horrendous disaster. Too bad. Are you well? Everything in its right place? Most of the others were killed. It wasn't quick. I heard their cries in the fog, but I couldn't do a thing. Dead Kel. One moment there was nothing but open sea before us, and the next there he was. It didn't take much to sink the Calamity. That poor ship was asking for mercy, and dead Kel granted her wish. Welcome to Gallows End, my friend. At least I think that's where we ended up. I hope you like surprises. No one is sorrier than I am. Those men and women were my family. Travelling as I do, there aren't many opportunities for closeness. I found that on the Calamity. Found it, and lost it. Good thing Tari is still with me. Well, mostly. Not sure exactly, but he's bleeding like a gutted fish. We're going to need to reach shore if we want to fetch help. We'll have to come back for him. I wish there was another way. Gone, Lyria, bless her. Like Mother always said, never love anything, because all things end up dead. A wise woman, my mother. And very, very sad. The hull drifted off into an eastern cove, where it sank away completely. Only bubbles remain. And a more capable team I can't imagine. It appears our best path to the mainland is through a nearby cavern, but it seems to be flooded and blocked by debris. I do carry some old cobalt explosives in my pack, but I've never used one before. Well, not successfully. Are we there yet? I've crashed a lot of ships, but I can't claim this one. Dead Kel gets all the blame for the death of the Calamity. He'll pay. I'll see to it. My cobalt explosives will do the trick. I only hope I have enough of them. Are we there yet? This cavern is our only hope. The tide will come in soon, and then we'll really be sunk. Are we there yet? Jellyfish! I'm out of explosives! And we're so close, I can hear the waves on the sand. One of us is going to need to find some way to get us through this wall. And by someone, I mean you. You see, I don't swim. Or did I fail to mention that? Anything that can get us through this wall. Be creative. I'd help you, but I can't swim. Are we there yet? Is unsettling. Like a dream I had once, but without the gnomes. Simple! We get out of here. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to kick off these wet boots. No time to jaw. survived. I didn't want to say anything in the cavern, but I was betting against us. In the words of my dear departed mother, always prepare for the worst, for it'll probably happen. There looks to be a settlement on the beach. Come, let's see who's at home. That village looks inviting. What with its starving inhabitants and looming gallows, perhaps someone there can help us. Ready when you are? You're leading this mission now. You might want to introduce yourself. All right, then.
KoA blesses us with another lost soul. Welcome, stranger. I am Alder Malloy, and you've arrived at Cape Solace just in time. Tell me, how have you come to find yourself upon our shore? It is a village established by those of us whose fates have brought us to Gallows End. Sailors and settlers, foreigners and families, but castaways all. We have made a life here on these beaches and in this village. KoA is the reason I am here. The reason all of us on this island are here. And maybe, my friend, it's why you are here as well. KoA is this island and everything upon it. Ah, so you're here for the oppressor, he who was cast down. You're not the first to arrive on these shores in search of him. You will not be the last. But KoA's magic protects us here in Cape Solace. We are safe from Dead Kel's deathless touch. The same cannot be said for those who venture past the boundaries of the village, near the keep and the surrounding forest. Dead Kel was the favourite son of KoA. He was given great gifts from our protector, only to squander them in the pursuit of power. We are blessed not to fear him. So many others live at his mercy, but not those of us here on the safety of the beaches. KoA protects the faithful. Why, it is the great fortress that looms in the north. Grave Hall, as it was named by the Dverga craftsmen who raised its mighty walls. But the Dverga have long since abandoned the island, leaving their great keep empty. Some in the village, like Paddy, are intrigued by the keep's dark courts and corridors. But I would avoid it. Grave Hall is haunted. The villain Dead Kel rules much of this island,
and he strives tirelessly to control every last inch. Akara will not let this happen. We are protected in this spot alone, just south of the river and along the coast. The Fallen One has no power here, and it enrages him. Then you will fit in well, for keeping the village strong is truly a group undertaking. We get by with Akara's blessing and providence, of course. You may stay with us for as long as you wish, but might I suggest that you find a way to make yourself useful? We all must do our part. He is this island and everything on it. His power and wisdom give us direction, help us to chart a course through the thundering storm of this mortal life. Akara has been a part of Gallows End since before the first castaway dragged his boat ashore and kissed the damp sand beneath his feet. We here in Cape Solace worship Akara because it is he who provides safety, sustenance, and sense of purpose. I once captained my own craft. I was a thief and a smuggler. But all that changed when I found myself here, upon this mysterious shore. Akara blessed me with a second chance. That is what he does. He shows you what is possible. He shows you the fates of which you've never fathomed. I met Bridget, another castaway. And later we had our beloved Nina. All the happiness I'd ignored in my early life were suddenly mine. All who find themselves on these white sand beaches have been drawn by Akara. Here you will discover many mysteries, but none more important than what to do with this opportunity. Who will you be when you leave Gallows End? The same person who came? Or someone else entirely? He and his hanged men are not welcome near our village. Akara has made it so. The fallen sun stalks the forest and coasts of Gallows End, but he is a prisoner here as much as anyone. One day, Akara will rid us of him once and for all. She means well, but like all children, she craves freedom and independence. She will learn to respect boundaries. This is an island, after all. Magical deviants like their master, the hanged men terrorize any who brave the wilderness. Bloodgrin stalks the docks of Kel's Harbour to the west, while the Baronet rules the mountains in the north, haunting its peaks and twisted islands. Worst of them all is the Whispering Witch. We never know where she will strike next. He's a funny one, plagued by delusions and inspiration. I've known Akara to touch people, but Paddy acts more touched in the head than blessed. Ever since he arrived, Paddy has had a covetous eye on Gravehall Keep. I don't know what it is about that old ruin that so bewitches him. I prefer the rolling tides of the Frostbreak to any grassy plain or hillside. I have lived a life adrift, seeing the world and meeting interesting people.
Don't be surprised if Nina Malloy follows you. She's a distrusting soul. Comes from having a tough father.
dark harbour lies to the west, beyond the Great Pillars. I'll speak no more of it.
Please, help yourselves to our many blessings. Akara has made it known that we are chosen.
You must excuse me. I am not feeling myself. I beg your pardon. The world is full of chaos, of tragedy and change. Akara is the certainty, the island in a sea of sorrow. I had no faith when I arrived here. A girl with no future, no hope. Now I know what I must do. Akara has blessed me with purpose. He was little more than a scalawag when I met him. A bandit without a band. All he needed was a bit of direction. That was me. I cannot imagine a better place to grow and flourish. She has made this island her own, our Nina. And when Alder and I are gone, she will lead these people. If I had a childhood, I do not recall it. My only memories are of the cruelty that the slavers inflicted on my parents, and of the day they marooned me here to save food. My early years were spent scrounging to survive among the rocks. That was until Alder crashed here, and we began to work together, to find hope in the wreckage. That is when Akara spoke to us, and when we knew a village must rise. Bless you.
You don't have a healer on board, do you? That would be a great boon to the village.
You're lucky to be alive. I'm so tired of fish. Back home I ate like a king. Those were the days.
Hello there, Castaway. I've heard about you. You're the one what brought the captain. She's a quirky sort. Not that I'm judging. Anything I can do to make you more comfortable? Without his gift of endless comfort, I never could have faced the days alone. Everything I am now is because of him. My husband was killed in the wreck of the Blue Sabre, along with our children. Fauna, Peter, and little Gwen. It was not easy, especially during the first years. But with Akara's grace, I moved past the grief and flourished. Getting marooned here was a blessing. People are always happy to see my face. That's because I'm the one who gets things. Besides, people only wish to return to the mainland if they have something to return to. I don't have this problem. Haunted, cursed, damned. All of them apply to Gravehall. No one has set foot beyond those walls in years. It's a place left to the ages. Don't let Padrig and his friends convince you otherwise. I have seen him just the once. He was poking his skull-white face out from one of the Western fastings. Scary? Bah, not in the slightest. Only cowards lurk about in the mud and take what doesn't belong to them. You're scarier than he is. Oh, I could tell you a thing or two about Padrig Dower, but I won't. Too much of a lady I am. Paddy wishes only to serve in the highest company. The rest of us are scuttle in his eyes. He and his friends can keep their own counsel, if you ask me. I'll see you around.
Well, what do you think?
home?
Well. Another soaked and straggly survivor looking for a little comfort. Look elsewhere, friend. He's a tyrant, nothing more. We're captives here so long as Akara guides us. All my life I've heard of his benevolence, his protection. But what's he protecting me from? I'll tell you. Freedom. A whole world awaits us beyond these shores. A world I'll never discover. He keeps the village together, but sometimes that's not enough in a leader. I won't say more. I don't know you. I was born and raised on this island. I know many of its secrets. At least those it's willing to share with me. And while I feel at home on Gallows End, I want nothing more than to leave it. Between Akara, Dead Kel, and my father, there's no room left for the rest of us. You'll get used to it. We don't have much, but we get by. If you're not one for cooperation, then you'd best find a camp of your own. Many years ago, this island belonged to the Dread Pirate. It was his lair, a place where the justice of the Alpha held no sway. But time passed, as it always does. His influence here has waned. I wouldn't let it keep you from slumber. I keep the village of Cape Solace in wild game, for when the sea is stingy with its yield. I also scour the forests and cliffs for plants for our village alchemists. However, most people on Gallows End only know me as Alder's daughter. Till I escape this place, I'll never be anything more than that. He never quite fit in with the rest of us in the village. Didn't do his part, carry his load. Apparently he's got other plans. I don't know why my father put up with him. Goodbye.
Watch for scavs in the fastings and seaside caves. They're nasty little bugs.
Look what the reef brought ashore this time. I am Padrig Dower. My friends call me Paddy, but I have few of those here in the village. I assume dear Alder's given you the welcome speech? Poor, foolish man. It's getting crowded down here, you know. Pity we can't move, some of us at least, up to the keep on the hill. Alder's god. I don't know if he's real or not, but I know I don't believe in him. What kind of god only protects you if you stay within these random borders and every few years sacrifice someone to him? Alder's god. I don't know if he's real or not, but I know I don't believe in him. Alder's a fine fellow. Just ask him. He'll tell you himself. You may have gathered, he and I don't see eye to eye on some things. Alder's a fine fellow. Just ask him. None of us are here by choice, so I try not to judge too harshly. But, if I may be crass, they're a bunch of damn sheep, these people. Not all of them, of course. Keen, Lan, they're good folks. My for two. The rest, I wouldn't miss. It's safe, that's for certain. Real or not, that doesn't mean I have to worship him like the others. I don't fall to my knees out of pure boredom like some people. Raised by humans, trained by the master, and nothing but a sour malcontent if most of Cape Solace is to be believed. You'd be wise to steer clear of me. Praise Akara now and then and start making your new life here. Thing of beauty, isn't it? Nothing like the great city of Odessa, of course, but just as breathtaking. Please excuse my enthusiasm. I was an architect back in the world. If you want a nicer place to live, and you aren't afraid of spirits, I can help you get that keep. Interested? It's not haunted. Cursed, maybe, but not haunted. Gates locked and it's crawling with those damn scavs. And something else inside that's loud as hell. Every so often, someone gets an idea to sneak in. Most don't get as far as the door, and those who do never come back. I've gotten as far as the top of the wall to have a peek inside. It wasn't easy, but I had a good enough look to know I'd better climb right back down and think of something else. Everything else, I know from the dream. Last night, I dreamt of the keep as it once was, several stories tall and so beautiful, it made me cry. When I awoke, I was clutching this key in my hand. I don't put much stock in Akara, but I do know a sign when I see one. There was more, but I can't recall it clearly. Perhaps it'll come back to me when we get inside. Will you come? Yes, I'm going with you. I'm not much good in a fight, but I can remember enough of what I saw in the dream to know where to go. So, you want to help me or not? Fantastic! Let me know when you're ready to go, and we'll be off. I'll be ready whenever you are. Last night, I dreamt of the keep as it once was. I don't put much stock in Akara, but I do know a sign when I see one. There was more, but I can't recall it clearly. Perhaps it'll come back to me when we get inside. Soon to be master builder of Gravehole Keep, if you please. Should you see fit, of course. Or just call me Paddy. The dream is still mostly mist and darkness, but bits and pieces return to me when I concentrate. Though I don't remember all the details, I believe the memory is guiding my discoveries and inspirations. Bye.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Cillian, the Beastmaster. Cape Solace is nice, if you're into religious zealotry. Me, I prefer hanging out with animals to people anyways. I was trained to fight and bend the beast to mankind's service. Not skills in great demand here. We've never needed to fight, thanks to Akara's protection. And Alder refuses to allow beasts in the village. Thinks highly of himself, but there's no one better to have on your side. G'day.
always willing to share what I've gathered. That's how we survive in Cape Solace. Be good now.
I don't know about you, but all of this talk about KoA is unsettling. I'm going to ask around about ways to get off the island, since I'm almost certain we're not going to want to stay. We'll have to secure another vessel, but from the looks of the village, they don't often venture past the reef. In the meantime, I'll ask you to scour the beaches for survivors of our wreck. I fear that we may be all that's left of the calamity. Such a possibility has left me agitated. I try not to worry. Anxiety doesn't agree with me. I throw up. I did not see my bosun Thora among the dead, or his wife Asa. There's a chance they have evaded death's grip and still count among the living. Mark my words, if even one of them survives, I will fight to the earth's edge to find them. That's the spirit. I knew taking you on board was the right idea. That fortune teller didn't know what she was talking about. I will stay here and speak to Alder about a boat, and I'll have them send men to fetch Tari from the sandbar. I'll have dead Kel's head if it's the last thing I do. What was left of the ship drifted towards a cove past the eastern cliffs. I'd search there first, and I'd hurry. Don't let your guard down.
Rest a while.
Ready to see what mysteries are behind Gravehall's gates? Come on, then. I'll lead the way, but stay close. Alder's god doesn't protect us outside Cape Solace. Goodbye. What did I tell you? Magnificent. Bit worse for wear after a couple centuries, but nothing I couldn't fix. Let's see if this key still works. Bye. I don't suppose there's any chance this can wait? I'll leave it behind for the keep the first chance I get. We don't have time to talk. We must kill these gruesome beasts. Bye. This keep is not haunted. It is overrun. Monsters, not phantoms, inhabit its dark hallways. We should move along. The Diverger built Gravehall Keep and all the fastings around the island. A whole tunnel network built for defense. No one knows why they left the island, but it's clear they left in a hurry. We've seen scavs, but nothing more fearsome. These must be the spirits that haunt this place. Bye. Hello, go on. You've beaten back the beasts. You've braved the shadows. You've earned the right to claim the seat. Sit upon the throne. You are the rightful ruler of Gravehall now. It is finally time for you to claim the throne and make Gravehall Keep your own. Goodbye. We shouldn't waste time. I've waited too long to miss this opportunity. Bye. This is remarkable. You've done it. For years, the villagers of Cape Solace have been too craven to enter this great hall. And here you are, freshly washed ashore, and you march right in and take it. Haunted? Never. Just a few small beasts. Nothing you couldn't handle. guess the keep had one more surprise left for us. But now, the keep is yours. You're the first master of the keep in nearly 500 years, if you're willing to believe all the legends. Let me be the first to offer you my services, my liege. Can't say I miss it, but I think it's our duty to offer them any help they need. My liege, I am glad you asked. I've been ruminating over this beautiful structure, devising plans for its improvement. I'll start by restoring the keep inside and out, but I also feel the need for a beast pen in the courtyard. I could easily add that at the same time. I just need you to get me 2 bundles of beechstone, 3 bundles of emberwood, and 3 bundles of sailcloth. The centuries have been surprisingly kind to this place. The forest should have reclaimed it ages ago. Worst part is all the scav droppings, but that's just dirty work. I believe much of the rubble is what remains of the side buildings and upper floors I saw in my dream, but I'm not certain yet. Yes, it will allow us to take full advantage of the island's diverse variety of beasts. Of course, we'll soon need to find a suitable beast master to run it. I think I might know just the man, but we'll get to that later. You should be able to find enough to salvage at Scuttle Beach. I've marked a few locations for you to search on your map. I'll get to work as soon as you're back. Emberwood, sailcloth, bear hide, sea steel, and beechstone. They can all be found in sufficient quantities around the island, but not always in the safest locales. The Diverga employed scores of indigenous beasts of this island, training them and harnessing them into service. When you have all the bundles of materials I asked for, I can begin construction. Goodbye. Hey!
Lo, we sing of good kings shipborne and stout, from fasting waked and white wind whispered. He was Ulfston chief, father of foundlings, boasted and beloved. With bitter mandate they laid him upon a serpent steed. Kin kissed the brow and wept, tears into the flames, until mournful billow and scarlet banner bore him north. Treasures heavy upon his heart. The great blaze bloomed, jewel-bright and wild, a dark night lit by kingly fire.
Nesta doesn't think we can deal with the infestation on Storm Point, but I've told her I'd take care of it. Why haven't I? Well, it's complicated. All my life I was a follower of Lyria. And how did she help me? I was poor, I was hungry, I was miserable. Here on Gallows End I can see the effects of Akara's power. He provides. That's more than I can say for my father's gods. We are able to get by on fish from the Frostbreaker and the plants we grow on the bluffs. There is no reason to venture beyond the village. Beyond the forests is the realm of beasts and pirates. We are safe so long as we stay near Cape Solace together. Gallows End is like every other challenge I faced in my life. Every day is a struggle to survive. My mother died when I was young, and my father was a thief. I was half-starved when Lord Pennion caught me snatching gold from his pocket. Instead of tossing me into Rathir prison, he gave me a chance to work off my punishment. I became a servant in his great house. And that's where I first met Nesta. We had not spoken a word to each other before the crash. Now, we are husband and wife. The Diverger built quite a fortress for themselves. It's a shame they couldn't overcome their fears and stay. What a waste. I do not mind the villagers. Not as much as my wife does, that is. They are a devout group, sheltered by their island god, Akara. Everyone here is needy. I don't see any reason why we can't look to the powerful for protection. I've only seen the pirate once. I was hiking the cliffs alone to pull in the morning's catch. The black ship Requiem was sailing out toward the sunrise, its rigging decorated with stark black gulls and corpses. We are truly blessed that he cannot come near the village. Akara be praised. They are dwarf mariners, small but sturdy sea folk who rule the kingdoms and islands north of Erethel. Don't be fooled by their size. They are fierce. Bye.
You must be one of the new arrivals. Tell me, did Cape Solace drive you out as well? I am Nesta Gwynedd. My husband Cadwallon and I have only been here a short time, but we've managed to eke out a tolerable existence on our own. Or we did, or the scav infestation. I have encountered many fanatics in my time, and none are so zealous as Alder Malloy. In the few months that we've been here, he's tried to convert me twice. Never trust a man who lets his faith speak for him. Life on the island would be unbearable if not for Cadwallon. So many in the village have been torn from their loved ones. Not I. It is the wreck that brought my love to me. Wouldn't I love to move our camp up behind those tall, strong walls? But that's not possible. Gravehall is cursed. Nothing good has ever come to those who enter its vast shadow. In fact, none of them have ever returned. Alder and his people preach community and hope, yet they cast out any who do not view their beloved Akara as the sun and the moon. I have my own gods, thank you. We don't need to fear the Pirate King. His realm is to the west, deep in the caverns of the coast. They say he's been killed before, but that the flames of the afterlife buoyed his rise back to Earth. It's enough to give one shivers. You can find them all over the Frostbreak Sea, from west of here to the Near East and the Obsidian Isle. The Diverga are a stern and superstitious lot. They claim the oceans as their own, and frown on anyone who wishes to challenge that authority. I was born an heir to the great House Penion, reigning high on the spire in Rathir. My life was one of study, tradition, and endless possibility. That all changed the day my father's ship was caught in a hurricane off the coast of Erethel. I awoke a week later, here on Gallows End, in the gentle, healing arms of my Cadwallon. It was like I was reborn. I know them from the songs of my father's crew, low-born men and drunkards mostly. According to legend, the Hanged Men are said to be the fiercest pirates in all of Amalur. How such criminals manage to ever work together is beyond me. Several months ago, my husband and I started a garden on Storm Point. It has saved our lives. Thanks to this secret spot, we've been able to fill the village stores to brimming. Now, however, scavs seem to have taken a keen interest in Storm Point as well. They wish not to fill their stores, but their bellies instead. Scavs are not native to the Frostbreak Sea. They come from the south, infesting ships and living off the cargo, and often the crew. They've made quite a home here on Gallows End, nesting in large broods, deep and damp old fastings left behind by the Diverga. If your goal is to ingratiate yourself to the inhabitants of this island, you've chosen the right path. You have my thanks, and the thanks of those who wish to eat. Come, we will take you to Storm Point. It's not far, just past the boundaries of Cape Solace and Gravehall Keep. Storm Point is the best place on Gallows End to grow food. If you don't believe me, check the village stores. It's just up ahead a bit. Follow me.
You see? Scavs. I'm certain if we formed a war band we could kill the things ourselves, but that takes men, and few men are willing.
We mustn't go any farther. The Scavs will know we're coming. Oh, those little monsters can hear the hair stand up on the back of your neck. We could certainly use some assistance with those Scavs. We can handle one or two at a time, but not a brood such as that. I hate Scavs. Thank you. Our stores were running low, and it's not as easy as you'd think to gather food in these treacherous lands. There are others in the village that could use your help. In fact, I was planning to ask someone to venture down to Scuttle Beach. I saw a ship before the Scavs moved in. I'm convinced it ran aground on the rocks below, but I can't be sure. Someone should check for survivors. I am forever grateful.
My hero. Nesta claims she saw a galley strike the rocks beyond the eastern beach, but I saw nothing. I tend to leave well enough alone. Bye.
So, I'm not the only one who walked out of that mess. I figured you for a sturdy one, but surviving that wreck, that's fate. We shouldn't waste a moment. My wife, my Asa, she still lives, but they took her. I've never seen anything like it. Scavengers. They looked like fair Gorta, but not like any I've ever seen. No, it was just us. Asmir, Kelly, Free, Edric, Udin, They're all gone. All dead. They were good people. Proud. Not the bedraggled bunch many mistook them for. It's a shame. Thank you. I won't forget this, truly. I will make way inland. If there are others on this island, I will find them, and I will send them. My heart goes with you. Get her back!
At last! I thought the crabs would pick my bones clean. You must set me free. Those louts can't have gotten far, if they're still alive, that is. They'll pay for their crimes, I promise you. Don't loosen my tongue on the talk of gods. I can kill a man as quickly as any god. Save your prayers, my friend. I've done my share of work. Mined the pits of Apatir, worked the Wolds farmlands, even fought as a soldier along the Tawili coast. I don't like to stay in one place. I want to taste everything life has to offer. The last thing I want to do is collect dust. Thought the prison ship would take me someplace exciting. And here I am. A smart man could make this rock his fortress, his kingdom. All of this salvage just waiting here to be put to use. As for those fools in Cape Solace, they're so desperate they'll pray to ghosts, to figments of their own imaginings. A Kara? Ha! I've seen more powerful gods at the bottom of a bottle. I've seen statues with more life in them than this lot. Pray and fish, fish and pray. Someone slay me, please. Sure, I've heard the stories. Who hasn't? My mum used to tell me that Dead Kel would sell me into slavery if I didn't leave my mucky boots at the door. A whole lot of nonsense. The rogues on our prison galley cracked me upside the skull and dragged me in here. Now I know why they were in such foul moods all the time. Be a friend and free me. The lock requires a key, but it should be somewhere nearby. In the wreckage, I'd wager. I'm a mercenary by trade, once of the war sworn, and I sought my fortunes in Odessa, on a prison ship. The revolt occurred not long after we left the city, as we sailed north through the Phorian Strait. The prisoners broke free of their shackles, stormed the decks. Didn't take long for those dogs to realize that trained men are needed to sail a prison galley. We struck the rocks, and all hands went down. All but one. Then you have my thanks. There's one honourable soul to another. The key was last seen on the bosun's belt, but he's nothing but bones now. I'd follow the crabs. Little buggers appear to have quite the hunger for rotting flesh. Crabs pick through most of the bodies. You might have to kill a few and check their little stomachs. It's filthy work, I know, but it's the only way. Be good.
You're not a sailor, are you? Sailors pitch when they walk dry ground, list like drunkards at a wake. No, you're not one of them. So who are you? My name is Nina Malloy. You met my father Alder back in the village. He wouldn't be pleased to find me here. Of course, very little pleases my father. I've walked this island since I was no bigger than a boggart, yet I'm still prohibited from venturing past the village on my own. I can take care of myself. Ha! How did you know? I killed my first scav in this very fasting. I don't need protection. Not yours. Not my father's. Not Akara's. Keep telling our people that the offering only makes us slaves. Makes us weak. But do they listen? No. They've been trained not to. We sacrifice one of our own people to Akara. A being none of us have ever seen. And one that's desires are not known to us. Is the offering bad? Yes. It takes place once in a generation. A member of the village is chosen, and then she's offered to the god Akara as a sacrifice. During the offering ceremony, Akara imbues the chosen one with his magic, and transforms her into his arbiter, his mouthpiece in the village. We follow her guidance, whether we wish to or not. We can leave whenever we wish, all of us. Only we lack a vessel fit for such a journey. It wouldn't matter, however. Most of the villagers in Cape Solace wish to stay right here. My father has them convinced that their destiny is to serve Akara. My destiny is my own. If only he understood that. Yes, so I gathered. The scavs aren't partial to intruders. especially ones they can eat. I'll join you if you don't mind. I know these tunnels better than anyone. Lead on. I'll watch your back. It is a spectacle, nothing more. KoA only uses it to keep the villagers tethered to his will. The offering fast approaches. I'd rather not discuss it anymore. It's tough to tell in these old tunnels, but if your friend was dragged in here by scabs, then she'll be at the very bottom. Take the lead.
Cycle the first, the Arathi. Greetings, dear Netta. If I view this record as a personal correspondence, it makes the distance bearable, keeps the fear at bay. You know how expeditionary travel vexes me. I shall begin. I was not certain what to expect following my disembarkation upon this grim isle. After initial investigation, there appears to be a significant Arathi presence, one that predates any other signs of organized life on the island. It is a curious thing. Why would such beings descend to this wounded realm? Whatever beckoned to them, its call must have been incredibly powerful. More research is needed. Be well, dear Netta. I miss you.
Let's go.
You've come? They came as soon as the hull went under. The cargo, the survivors, the sails, everything stripped like flesh from a bone. I didn't think I'd live to see the morning. Not with dead Kel here. I've sailed with Captain Bratigan since the beginning. My husband and I hired her to ferry us across the Forian Strait to Odessa. After the wreck, we floated in the open sea for a whole week without food. That kind of experience creates lasting bonds. Everyone has heard about this place, but few have ever actually laid eyes on it. It's beautiful, really, but most dangerous things are. I never believed in him. Not until his minions blasted a gaping hole in our hull that sent us straight to the bottom. He'll get his. You just wait. I'm going to see if there's anyone else on this island. There are too many structures for it to be deserted. Don't be foolish.
Oh. This is a mess. These old Dverga fostings don't hold up well. Tell me my time.
And what is this? Tell me, stranger, what brings you down these dank passages? Salvage? Riches? The allure of a most magnificent death? If you must die, it should be at the hands of a monster like me. My victims are almost as infamous as I am. Sinking your ship was only the start. Now it must be stripped to its bones, picked apart piece by glorious piece. Everyone's scavengers. It is how we survive. Killing the crew, well, that was for pleasure. Forgive me if I like to treat myself every once in a while. I have touched the hand of death and been chosen. So it is with all great men. We transcend mortality. But you wouldn't know of such things, would you? Death will not have me, not until I am satisfied. And I am not satisfied. Oh no, I still hunger. Will I? The Alpha Navy tried to stop me once. They sought to stretch my neck. Yet who do you think ended up dangling from the gallows? Don't make the same mistake they did. Don't come to my home and call for my head. It's foolish, and worse, disrespectful. I will forgive you this once, but that is all. Now leave Gallows End.
Listen to Dead Kel, stranger. Find a ship, find a captain, then sail far, far away from Gallows End. I'll see that your friend gets to the village. After that, I'm going to do some exploring. There was another crash not soon after yours, a ship that ran aground up north. I was planning to follow the survivors inland, but there also might be something of value in their wreckage. Call him a close relation, but I've seen him from time to time. He doesn't show his ghastly face around Cape Solace that often. I guess even he's got an interest in good salvage. I can't be sure of what happened until I see for myself. But it was a large ship, a merchant galley, or perhaps even an old naval vessel. It was big, though, and it rode low in the water, loaded down with cargo or with men. Or with both. Good idea. You never can tell if these castaways are going to be friendly or just plain mad. Look at you. Perhaps I'll see you back at Cape Solace. Till then, try to stay out of trouble. We'll meet again. back once I've learned more about our new visitors. Don't worry about me. Bye.
Before we sank, I spotted a structure on the hills above the beaches. I'm heading there. You should come. We will meet again.
Troika be praised. Surely they watch over me and bless me with friends such as you. Many thanks. Now that you've given me back my freedom, I will make the most of it. I swear I saw a village to the west. If that be true, then its people might possess food. Or more importantly, drink. I'll do my best to win their trust. If I fail, there are always other ways to get what I need. Be good.
How goes the foraging? Let's see. Yes, yes, this is all of it. I'll begin straight away. Restorations are still not finished. These things take time. Bye.
Hey! There's talk that you're the one that took that keep on the hill single-handed. Impressive. I come from a big family. My brothers and I used to fight each other all the time. Sure, it may sound like tough love, but it prepared us for this harsh world. Peaceful rustic life and divine protection don't make for much of a soldier's life. Barely arrived and I'm already bored out of my mind. I haven't been here long enough to know the gentleman in question, but that Myfa woman vouches for him, and that's good enough for me. See ya.
A fine day to you. I've done my best to adjust to Cape Solace, but it's a feeble pantomime of my life before. Once I spoke for mighty Rathir, its youngest envoy ever by decades. Now I dole out chores for a little man living on a beach. No one here has been kinder to me than Paddy. I admire his stubborn refusal to accept any setback. Honestly, I count him as my best friend. When great powers speak to each other, it has often been with my own voice. I have a way of getting people to ask for what they really want and accept what I am offering. My gifts failed me, however, when the first sparks of the Crystal War ignited. Perhaps nothing could have stopped it, but I still feel culpable. Perhaps, in my service to Gravehall, I can atone for my failings and bring the peace that eluded me. Nice seeing you.
If I'm not mistaken, there's a village up on the beach. Good fortune is mine if such a place has ale on tap. Carry on.
Elwa has potions if you need them.
I don't know how to thank you. When Asa and I first heard that Captain Bradigan was taking a mercenary on board, I can't say we supported the decision. Now, where would we be without you? Frankly, I can't believe we're actually standing here on Gallows End. You don't know how many sea stories are set on this mysterious isle. If I weren't still recovering from the wreck, I'd be armed and marching off to take that bastard's head. Dead Kel. His name is a prophecy waiting to come true. I'm not a sailor by nature. Hate the water, the pitch of the waves. It's Asa who first got me on a boat. Love. It does strange things. I'll be here.
I'm surprised you're still here in the village. Plenty of new folks choose to camp elsewhere. Must be all the talk about Akara. So, there's more to Gravehall than the superstitions suggest. Very good. You appear to be making quite the impression here on the island. Don't let it go to your head. I'll see you around.
Please, help yourselves to our many blessings. Akara has made it known that we are chosen. It is when we offer one of our own to Akara, as a gift, and as testament to our trust in his guidance. The ritual takes place once a generation. We bring our chosen one to the mountaintop, where she receives the blessing of Akara and becomes the Scion. From that day forward, she holds a place of honor in the village, until the next offering occurs.
I don't feel well today. Must be something in the air. It occurs once a generation, when the Chosen One ascends the mountain and receives the blessing of Akara. During the ceremony, this person becomes the Scion, the mouthpiece of Akara, the guide who will lead us in our spiritual journey. We are safe here, guarded against the will of dark beasts and wicked men. Nowhere else on this island may we walk free. The village is a gift to us from Akara. He has promised us protection, and he has made good on that contract. Bless you. Before we sank, I spotted a structure on the hills above the beaches. I'm heading there. You should come. We will meet again.
Look at you! I could just gobble you up, but it's in my contract with the Navy that I do no such thing. You found the Ardings alive and well, if not a bit soggy. Well done. I had a feeling you'd be full of surprises. I've been here searching for a means of escape, but everyone is so preoccupied with their precious Scion that they hardly give me a glance. No. They didn't. Alder believed he passed not long after we left him, and that he was swept out to sea. He was a good first mate, Tari. I'll miss the silent little scallywag. We did try to save him, but the winds of fortune don't always blow in our favour. She's the one they're handing over to their god, their precious Akara. They hold a splendid ceremony and surrender her as a vessel. Then the rest of her life is spent in intimate meditation with the spirit. Sounds dreadful. You met him, did you? Tell me, what did the villain have to say for himself? Did he have the hangmen with him? Bloodgrin, the Whispering Witch, the Baronet? She wields a powerful staff, and she likes to whisper into the ears of her victims before they die. No one knows what she says. She's also said to be Dead Kel's lover. Gross. Big nasty brute. He kills with his bare hands if he can, but he'll settle for his hammer if he wants to be especially messy. He's a fancy one, more concerned with his silks and swagger than with taking a life. As Mother always said, manners will get you everywhere, and I mean everywhere. True, and I think I know how. Aldous spoke of an old castaway, a man named Key, who has been on this island longer than anyone. Perhaps he's lived long enough to know our pirate friend. If nothing else, it's a good place to start. Alder will know where to find this Key fellow. If we're lucky, he'll be normal, not like the rest of these twisted eels. I'm not counting on it. Hurry back.
Watch for dead Kel. He has eyes every...
Everyone's in an uproar about the offering. I choose to stay quiet and do my work. Not my business, the games of gods and men. I'll see you around.